Hello everybody, this is another video that I'm doing about depression. Basically, this one I want to cover the subject of reaching rock bottom, and where the saying comes from that it's only when you reach rock bottom that you can truly build yourself back up. Reaching these depths is a gift, from nature to you to say, here we go, make a change. And what it does, when to talk about what, so you know that I've been through it, to cover it as brief as I can. When you reach the very, very bottom, you see no value in anything around you. Nothing means anything anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I'm not about monetary value. I'm on about emotional value. Everything. Some of the closest people to you. Your own children, who people around you know that you love unconditionally. Suddenly, all these things just mean nothing. You just look around the room and you feel like going. You feel like really giving up. And it's only when you reach this point and you get over it, as I have, that you realise that it was a gift. It was nature's way of saying, you have nothing left. You can't pursue this path anymore. It's led you to this point. You need to make a choice. And there's only one choice in my opinion, and that's to carry on living. Unfortunately, some people have not realized this and gone on and taken their own lives. My brother was one of them. And what this leads you to, the mindset that this gives you when you actually move on from this is fantastic, because whatever you do with your life, once you decide you want to live and that path of life was no good for you, whatever you do from that point is a bonus, because it may never have happened. You may never have reached that point. So what you then need to do is create a new mindset. You need to let this build confidence in you and think, if I carry, it proves to you that the way that you lived your life was wrong, because it led you to this point. Not all of it. There were many good bits, but maybe there was things. Some things are very trivial that some people get brought down by, and some things are great. But the people who get brought down by the trivial things, it means that there's deeper meaning behind what's going on in their life that they're not happy with. It's not just that little thing. That little thing is just the ultimate trigger that blows the gasket. So the main thing you need to do is let it fill you with confidence. When someone tries to tell you that something's good for you, or you should do this, or you should do that, you then got to go back in your mind and think, hang on a minute, I'm not going to listen to what you say. I know what's good for me. I've spent too many years listening to other people. I'm no longer going to do that. And your main way forward really is to stay around people that have always loved you and accepted you no matter what. You've been to some bad places that have made you. We never tend to treat strangers in a really bad way that we just don't know. Only people whose emotions we can affect, which is the ones that love us. So we always treat the ones that love us bad. We do this because we have an effect. It sort of is almost like a release. It's like passing emotions off onto someone else. But what this does is it ultimately is doing our lifestyle down. We need to rethink at this stage, when we're at this stage, and think to ourselves, who's cared about me the most? Who loves me? Not who can manipulate me. I mean, parents have a form of love, but not all parents are good for you. Certainly not. It's the unconditional love. It's the people who still stick around and accept you for you, who you've always been, and who you want to be in the future. They're the ones that we need to concentrate on, and they're the ones who need to be in the room with us, not these negative people. Whether it be a job that's getting you down, pack it in. You would have died. You would have died if it's bringing you down that much. have the confidence to take that next step and think, well, then if I lose everything that I've got, including my home, vehicles, if you have them, that is, a lot of people don't, and all the things that I own in this life, I could lose all that. But then what would you lose if you would have died as a result of staying the same? An awful lot more, because you'd have nothing. We don't own anything anyway. It's just all built from nature to serve us, and it'll all be gone one day, and never really belong to us. It'll just get destroyed or passed on. You need to use all these thought processes to move on from this stage that you're at, and really realize that the only way to get over this is to completely change your life around and try and form all these positive things, the things that make you feel good. It doesn't matter what it is. If you feel good, lay down on the carpet with your son or your grandsons or whatever, playing cars, or you find colouring in with your granddaughter, sat there with a big colouring in book, all sat down colouring in things, playing games. These are the things that you need to do. Don't let others tell you, oh, that's childish, or this is that. It's others' expectations of you that you don't fulfill that also brings you down. But when you learn to only accept your own expectations, who you expect to be, then suddenly you can follow that. You can follow this to the T. You realise you have no control, but you can guide things, and today I'm going to try and guide this, and you can only give people or things the chance to work out the way they are, and if they don't, then they don't. Like I said, if you're at that rock bottom stage, or you've been there, this is your chance. This is your chance to shine, completely change everything around. If you're in a bad relationship where someone's beating you, or anything else, these things, because you would have died, nothing else really matters. You just need to move on from that point. Don't look for the answer in money. You'll never find it. Money makes life easier if you're in the system and you have it. It makes it slightly easier because you can get your essentials. But remember that the essentials is what you need, and money isn't one of them belongings. Isn't one of them. It's an whole different subject on that, and I'll cover that in another video. What you actually need is food and water and a warm shelter of some sort. Not your own house with your own mortgage and your own council tax and everything else. It could be any form of it, as long as you're happy. And this is the confidence that you should let your experience give you, as a point to build up from, and make your life what you always wanted it to be. Be childish, be foolish, take chances. The best feelings of all come from when you go outside your comfort zone. Like me making these videos and putting my feelings out there. This is stepping slightly beyond what you're comfortable with. And this is, if it's things you want to do, not what someone else expects you to do, then go on and do it. What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? These are only, we're here, we're walking around, we're not, we'll die with nothing, and we're born with nothing. And all we can really do is the purpose of life is just to be happy and try and create a world that we leave for our children, that is better than the one we come into. And if you haven't got children, just try and be happy and think about things on an hourly basis. When you're really that depressed, you go into the territory of thinking minute by minute, because it's survival, because you want to go from the world. You spend every 60 seconds making it through to the next 60 seconds, and this is the way to do it. Don't try and think ahead. You'll never starve. There's always somebody you can call on. There's plenty of negative things around the planet at the moment, that are going on. But there's, you know, I would give anybody food if they give me a call somehow through somebody else. I would drive to them and give them food. I would give them water. There's a lot more help out there than you think. You know, you need to connect with people and really realize this, and only treat the people, only have the people around you who make you, or have always accepted you and made you feel better. It's time to really narrow down everything and think about yourself, because if you can make yourself better, then ultimately everybody who's around you, who loves you, are going to feel better as a result of that. You know, so it's a no-brainer, really. Thanks for listening to this anyway, and I hope it, you know, some parts of what I'm saying in all these short clips that I'm going to be doing, I'm hoping some parts will ring true with people and really help them. I know so far, like a personal one-on-one basis with people has changed their whole lives, and I just feel like it's time to reach out a bit further to anybody who happens to press play on this video. So share it with a friend if you feel they're really that down. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.